Hello, I'm Rico Cavella, and this is your Ageless Body Self-Care Guide, Operations Manual for your body and for your mind. And the topic of today's session is younger skin from the inside out. And we're very fortunate to have a true expert and a really great teacher here with us today. Her name is Dr. Trevor Cates, and she's the author of USA Today and Amazon's best-selling book, Clean Skin from Within, and a founder of the Spa Doctor Natural Skincare line. Dr. Cates has interviewed over 250 experts on the Spa Doctor podcast and hosted her own PBS special, Younger Skin from Within. She believes the key to healthy skin is inner and outer nourishment with natural and non-toxic ingredients. And I don't think there's anybody who wouldn't like to have younger, healthier, better looking skin. So Dr. Cates, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and I really appreciate you coming and share your wisdom and knowledge with us. So let's get right into it. So I guess my first question is, talk about what you mean by younger skin from within.
Yeah, well, I really consider skin, I call skin our magic mirror because it's our largest organ. It's right on the surface of our body, and it gives us incredible information about our overall health. And so while a lot of times the typical approach to dermatology is when you have a skin issue, suppress it, cover it up. But however, I would encourage people to look at your skin as giving you valuable information about your health. And that includes the aging process. So when we have that youthful looking glow on our skin, it means that we're doing good things from the inside out. And when we feel like our skin is aging faster than people around us that are our age, then there might be something that we're doing that we can actually address from the inside out. And of course, what we put on our skin is also important. But I really believe that even though I have a skincare line, the Spa Doctor skincare line, I really do believe 80% comes from the inside.
Yeah.
with healthy skin, and having that really great skincare products on the outside, clean, natural, supporting the health of the skin on the outside is also important. But so much of it we could do from the inside, and a lot of it comes from addressing root causes, underlying causes that accelerate the aging process or that lead to skin issues.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that sounds like the right information. I totally agree with you. Yeah. So I know hormones is a big issue. And I know you deal a lot with that. So talk about how hormones affect your skin.
Yeah, no, hormonal imbalances are one of the big root causes that create skin issues and definitely impact the aging process. And from the moment we hit puberty, of course, we can see how hormones impact our skin with acne, with breakouts. And then later on in life, we can see changes with hormones impacting skin too. And there are sex hormones, but there are also stress hormones. There are, thyroid hormones. All of these hormones do actually play a role in our skin. And oftentimes, skin is one of the early warning signs that things are out of balance with our hormones. Like, for example, with hypothyroidism, with low thyroid function, one of the early warning signs of hypothyroidism is dry skin. Mm-hmm. Now, not everybody with dry skin, of course, has hypothyroidism. It usually comes with a number of other symptoms: fatigue, constipation, weight gain, hair loss, a bunch of other symptoms. But dry skin can be one of the early signs. And then on the flip side of that, hyperthyroidism, overactive thyroid, can have oilier skin. So that's an example, and certainly true with sex hormones, with androgen excess. When we have an androgen excess, and it can be during puberty, or it also can be, especially women as they're perimenopausal, can also have some of those and notice more acne breakouts, maybe that they hadn't had in many, many years, or maybe never. And then all of a sudden they're struggling with acne and they feel like they're a teenager, but not in the good way. And so, and here's the thing is that with a lot of the root causes like hormonal imbalances, when you address that by looking at your skin and then addressing the root causes, if you look at skin as giving you early warning signs of that, then you can actually avoid a number of other health issues, because hormonal imbalances are related not just to skin issues, of course, it's related to so many other aspects of our health. And when it comes to healthy aging, youthful aging, we want healthy hormones. We want hormone balance, and that includes all the different hormones that we make. And I know one of the things that happens though with as we get older, especially women, we tend to use more skincare products. We're using more personal care products to help counteract those effects of the wrinkles, sagging skin, changes in collagen that are occurring. However, unfortunately, there are a lot of toxic ingredients in skincare products, including hormone disrupting chemicals that are in so many of the personal care products that we use. So I also want to remind people, in addition to doing things to optimize your health and balance your hormones, to think about what you're putting on your skin, because what you put on your skin does actually get absorbed to a certain extent. It's not like eating it, not quite the same, but your skin is very absorptive. We use our skin as a way of administering medications like bioidentical hormones or hormone therapy we use on the skin because we know it's absorbed. So we need to be mindful of all the different things that could possibly be playing a role in our hormone balance. And so part of that comes from the inside, and part of that comes on what we're putting on our skin.
Yeah. So I think the big message here, if you are having some skin problems, one of the things you should definitely consult with your healthcare practitioner is to check out your hormonal system. Would that be correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And there are warning signs to look for, symptoms to look for. And I talk a lot about hormonal imbalances in my book, Clean Skin from Within, because it definitely is something I see a lot with my patients. And it's such a common issue, especially, with perimenopause, menopause for women, and then also for men as we get older and our hormones are changing. There are definitely warning signs to look for, not just on your skin, but other things. So you want to look for certain symptoms, and then if you see those in combination with what's showing up on your skin, then definitely going in and seeing a naturopathic physician or functional medicine doctor who can do some specialty hormone testing, because a lot of the conventional types of blood work are not going to be enough to check your hormones. I mean, thyroid, yes, you can do TSH, free T3, free T4 and basic blood work, but with adrenal hormones, sex hormones, it's better to do some of the specialty lab tests with urine, saliva, those types of tests.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, because that's the kind of information message that this whole project's all about. Really how to get really in touch with what's, not just cover up symptoms like mainstream medicine quite often does, but to really get to the root cause of what's causing you the problems, and then your body can get back in balance and to heal. So that's really that's great information. So how can people, I think most people know that a lot of skincare products and lipsticks and everything have a lot of toxic chemicals. So how can someone know or tell if the product they're using is probably got a lot of toxic ingredients in it?
Well, I think that the majority of the products out there have toxic ingredients, unfortunately, because it's not well regulated. In the United States, the FDA has banned only about 11 ingredients in personal care products, whereas in Europe, they've banned over 1,000 ingredients in personal care products. So there's not a lot of regulation. So it truly is up to us, the consumer, to do a little homework, to look into things, just like you look at your food labels and you look at your supplement labels, to understand a bit about skincare products. You don't have to be an expert. You can have tools like my book, Clean Skin from Within. I have a whole bunch of different, ingredients to avoid, and, and healthier alternatives. There are also resources like Environmental Working Group, EWG.org, has a Skin Deep database where you can go in and you can it put in an ingredient, a product, and it rates it on level of toxicity and explains why it's rated in that way. My skincare line, Spa Doctor skincare line, we're EWG verified because we wanted to make sure we went through the process of making sure that somebody else looked at our products to show that they really are clean. So they do have products that they verified. So, I mean, I think there are a couple of ingredients that I can just share with you all today
Okay.
to look for that are the ones that are really common. So the one that is most common in skincare products you really want to look out for is fragrance, synthetic fragrance. And it's listed on, and if you think about all the different personal care products you use, from the shampoo and conditioner to all the other hair products that we use, the body lotions, the sunscreens for women, makeup, you know, shaving creams and lotions and all that kind of stuff. There are, you know, fragrance is in so many of these, plus they're in your cleaning products and other things that you might be using in your home. So fragrance is not just a single ingredient, but it's listed as one single ingredient. It's a bunch of different ingredients, and inside that are endocrine disrupting chemicals, this group of chemicals called endocrine disrupting chemicals. And that means they have hormone disrupting effects in the body. And so diethyl phthalate is one of the ingredients in fragrance that's used in there to help the fragrance, the smell, last longer. But it is a plasticizing agent. Its phthalates are in like plastic water bottles and things like that. And it's, you know, it is one of these endocrine disrupting chemicals. And you know, if you just got exposed to some of these things like every now and then, it might not be such a big deal. But the problem is that we are exposed to these endocrine disrupting chemicals now than we ever have been. And they're not just in our personal care products. They're in our food and our water, in the in, you know, air pollution. It's all around us. So any ways that we can reduce our total exposure is going to be important. And so that is one, I think, just try and choose fragrance free, or we at the Spa Doctor, we use organic essential oils. We use a nice organic essential oil blend. Some of the products we just, you know, don't use any fragrance at all. But it just depends on your preference. But the nice thing about organic essential oils, when you have a nice blend and a truly clean organic blend, it's not only does it have a nice scent to it, but it actually can have mood boosting benefits. And when you're looking at a skincare routine, it's actually self-care, right? It's part of your self-care routine. And if you're using essential oils as part of your skincare routine, it becomes more than just skincare. It's actually self-care. It's actually stress management. You know, it adds so much more to your daily ritual and your self-care when you use something like essential oils. So again, fragrance is one of the ones you want to look out for. Another one is, you know, there are a lot of products with mineral oil. And mineral oil is a petroleum byproduct. Petroleum also is used to make gasoline. It's very cheap to use mineral oil. Mineral oil lasts a long time. It blends well with other ingredients. So that's why manufacturers use it. Long shelf life, all of that. But the problem is that there may be contaminants in mineral oil. It's purified, but you know, it's not always a perfect process. And then the other thing is it's not actually improving the quality of your skin. If you look at, instead of some of the beautiful plant-based oils that are used in, you know, like we use in the Spa Doctor skincare line, is that they're rich in antioxidants. They have these lipids that your skin loves, these oils that your skin loves, and it's nourishing your skin. It's not just where you're putting it on, it's lathering, and it has this glistening effect with the second you put it on. As soon as you wash it off, it's gone. But the plant-based oils actually nourish your skin. And I'd love to share more about the skin microbiome, because I think there's so much that people don't know about the health of your skin, and that all the things that are happening on your skin when you're using these synthetic and toxic ingredients. Not only are they harmful, like if you're absorbing these ingredients and getting the endocrine disrupting effects, but they're not actually helping support the health of your skin and what's going on topically.
Yeah, before we get into that, I just want to remind our viewers that there is a PDF that comes with this training video, and you're going to get the transcript, but also uh, you're going to be able to stay in contact with Dr. Cates, and she, as she mentioned, she's got that information on her website, that website where you can go and put in a certain product and get its rating. So that'll be really beneficial. So you definitely want to do that. And then also you'll be able to get her book there as well. So I just want to remind our viewers that you don't have to memorize it or write it down. It's in your PDF. You'll have all that information.
Excellent. Great that you have that as a resource guide. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
All right. So go ahead and tell us what you were just before I interrupted you there.
No, well, you know, when I was, so I've been practicing as a naturopathic doctor for 20 years, and it was about 8 years ago that I started to look more at specifically what's happening with the skin. And because I was working at, in a world-renowned spa, and I was known as the spa doctor, and people were asking me a lot about skincare products. And so I started to look into more research about what we're actually putting on our skin and what's happening with the skin. And I started to find a lot of information about the pH of the skin. And then that also led me to look to find out about the skin microbiome. Now, a lot of people know about the gut microbiome, which, you know, we, of course, in naturopathic medicine, we talk a lot about this. Naturopathic doctors talk about this and helping our patients heal gut issues and how that impacts our health and not just our digestion. But the gut microbiome, actually, all the microorganisms that live in and protect the gut health and our digestion, that actually has a direct impact on the skin microbiome. And of course, this is something that in natural medicine we've been talking about for many, many years. But it's nice to see the research now showing in support of this gut-skin connection and the skin microbiome. So we have on the surface of our skin, we have a variety and a lot of these microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, little mites that live on our skin, all kinds of microorganisms that live on our skin to actually protect our skin and actually help with the aging process of our skin too. So one of the things that happens is when our skin microbiome gets out of balance, then we're more susceptible to breakouts, eruptions, as well as premature aging. Wrinkles, sagging skin can kind of speed up the aging process. Whereas if we do things to help support the skin microbiome, it can help keep our skin clear, glowing, radiant, youthful looking in a very natural way. And our bodies are designed to have this protective mechanism. And our skin, if you think about the skin's primary function in the body, is it works as an external barrier to the outside world. So that's why it has all these microorganisms. It has this lipid barrier function, and all of that is functioning to help protect our skin from the outside world. Now, one of the things that happens is with the skincare products people use, with having, you know, problems with your gut health or not taking good care of your body, is that the skin actually you can develop something called leaky skin. And just like you may have heard of leaky gut, where the gut barrier function becomes compromised, the skin barrier function also can become compromised. And then people are more likely to get in this cycle of more eczema, more acne, and then also the you know, premature aging, and then the absorption of toxic ingredients from skincare products could potentially go up. So we want to make sure that we are protecting that natural barrier function and the microbiome of our skin. And so the way we do that is from the inside out to take care of your gut, because we know there's that direct connection. So when your digestion's healthy, when you've addressed anything that maybe you have leaky gut, you've got that hyperpermeability issues going on with the digestive tract, you want to address those. And then on the skin, using products that aren't going to further disrupt that natural the natural probiotics and beneficial bacteria and microorganisms, but instead that are going to actually support that. So things like when you're using skincare products, you want to make sure that they actually have a mild acidity to them, because our skin has a natural mild acidity to it that helps support the growth of the good bacteria and the good microorganisms and keeps the unhealthy ones in check. And so one of the mistakes people make is using cleansers and other products with a high pH that actually is stripping down the barrier function, throwing this out of balance. So what we want to look for is actually, you can actually just get a simple pH strip, the pH strips,
Mm-hmm.
and test your skincare products, check your cleanser, check your moisturizers, and it should be somewhere, ideally for the face, 4.6 to 5 pH, and certainly not over 5.5, because that is going to be too high for your skin. And if you think about it, water has a pH of 7, which is still too high for the skin. And so I know I've heard some people say, well, I don't use any skincare products because I'm trying to go all natural. I'm just going to wash my face with water and some coconut oil. And while that is better than using toxic skincare products, you're also missing an opportunity to help support your skin and that natural mild acidity that you can get. And so, if you're not sure, again, you can ask the skincare company. And of course, at the Spa Doctor, all of our products are in this mildly acidic pH range. But you can ask your skincare company that you're using, or just simply get the pH strips. If it's a strictly oil-only product, you can't check the pH of it. Oil is only, pH can only be tested if there's some, if it's not 100% oil. Little chemistry reminder.
Yeah, yeah, that's just good information. You know what I always think of when I hear all the experts talk about stuff, and still, I just want to add this, is that it still always doesn't it come back to everything still is what we know is a healthy lifestyle. You've got to eat healthy, organic, clean food. You've got to get your sleep. You've got to exercise. You've got to stay hydrated. All these things are still the most, as you've been saying, there's lots of specific things, but still, if you don't do that, all this other stuff is not going to be that beneficial. So it still comes down, no matter what you're dealing with, you need to change your lifestyle and create a healthy, balanced lifestyle.
Absolutely. And that's why in my book, in Clean Skin from Within, my book, and also the PBS show I did, Younger Skin from Within, I talk about 4 different aspects that are so key to this. They're clean plate, clean slate, clean body, and clean mind. And so the clean slate, or about the skincare products, ingredients to avoid, ingredients to include instead, healthier ways to help support your skin on the outside. Clean plate are the foods that you're eating. You've got to avoid the big trigger foods, like sugar is one of the big trigger foods that speed up the aging process, and instead eating foods that are rich in antioxidants and essential fatty acids and lots of plant-based, high fiber vegetables. And then, the clean body part is about reducing the toxins in your environment in other ways and supporting your detoxification pathways, your liver, your kidneys, your lymphatic system, your skin is a pathway of detoxification. So supporting those. And then clean mind is stress management and mindfulness practices, because those definitely, stress really impacts the skin. And then, this is something that I see often with skin issues, is that people are stressed when they have skin problems, especially when it's visible to the outside world, or itching, discomfort. It's stressful, so that actually worsens the skin problem. And then, so it's like this vicious cycle that people get into with skin problems. And of course, stress management and mindfulness practices, those are important, not just for the skin, but for our overall health. And one of the big keys to graceful aging.
So good, such great information. Thank you so much. All right, we're down to the last thing here. Tell us then, what would you say your top 3 or 5 tips for people that they should start to do right now to create healthier skin from within?
Yeah, well, I want to remind people that the 4 different aspects that I just talked about. There's 4 different clean areas, and to just do one thing from each of those. So you look at clean slate, just go look at your skincare products and grab a trash bag while you're at it, because you
Yeah.
just go ahead and throw this stuff away. I mean, if there's been stuff sitting in your cabinet, your cabinets for a while, just throw it away. If it's, you know, especially, you know, you don't want to be using expired or contaminated products, and then get rid of the toxic ones and switch over to a natural, effective skincare line. Clean plate. Think about just, even if you could start your day with a healthy smoothie, packet full of some, you know, a handful of greens and a good protein powder and maybe some unsweetened coconut milk and some frozen berries or something. You know, just start your day right. Get some of those skin and health nourishing foods that I, you know, was talking about. Mix up your diet routine a little bit. We tend to eat the same foods over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And research shows that when you eat more of a variety of plant foods, it actually helps support your gut microbiome. So doing things like that will help with your gut health and health as well. And then the clean body. What else can you do to help reduce toxins in your home? What else can you do? Can you get a water filter? Can you get an air purifier in your home? Can you stop using, you know, switch your cleaning products out? What can you do in your home to reduce the toxins in your home? And then the 4th thing is pick at least one stress management tool and do it every day. In my book, I have a whole section on it. I talk about things like gratitude journals. Gratitude is one of the most powerful ways that you can switch immediately into a negative state of mind, into a stress state. You can't help but be positive when you're thankful for something.
Yeah.
So even something as simple as that, thanking someone, can be a really great thing to shift.
So good. Thank you so much for that great information. Okay, my very last question, I always ask all my experts, and this is the toughest question to answer. And so I like to always remind people, you know, that knowledge without action is useless, you know. So I just always encourage you to begin to start taking some of the recommendations that all of our experts are giving to you. And I promise you that it's going to greatly improve your overall health and well-being. So what ideas do you have to get people, you know, I'm sure everybody listening, they'll say, yeah, it sounds really good, the right information, I need to start doing it, but then they don't seem to get around to it. So what can you say that might inspire or motivate people to begin taking some of your recommendations?
Yeah, well, I know a lot of times it's overwhelming to think, okay, there are all these different underlying causes, there are all these different things that could be going on. I could be taking all these different supplements, all these different skincare products, but really trying to figure out what your unique issues are, what are the root causes that are impacting you. That is going to be a key place to start. I actually created an online skin quiz. It's theskinquiz.com. It's a free online quiz, and people can find out if they're an Amber, Olivia, Sage, Emmett, or Heath skin personality type. And the reason why I created these is to help people identify the root causes that are unique to them. And so each one of these skin types has a group of root causes. So you take the skin quiz, it could be a great way to kind of start narrowing down what you need to focus on. Is it hormonal imbalance? Is it blood sugar imbalance? Is it inflammation? Is it nutritional deficiencies? Is it your gut microbiome? What is it that you want to focus in on first? And having a tool like that can be a good place to start.
That's so good. Thank you so much. Okay, so once again, you know, here's the thing: you got to step up and take some responsibility, and any health challenges that you may be having, or if you just want to learn how to take better care of yourself, this is the right information. But you got to just start, you know, jump in and start taking. Just pick out a couple of recommendations and start doing it, and you'll start to see a big improvement, and it'll make a big difference in your life. And that's what this product's all about, and that's what we want for you. So thanks very much for being here. Thank you, Dr. Cates. That was so good.
Thank you.